Today, I'm going to be talking about my after delivery and hospital stay. Rylan will be joining me, so hopefully she will stay in a good mood. After I had her, it was, like I said, late at night, and I had my surgery to stitch me up. I came back in the room, and I had a couple of family members there who were obviously there to see Rylan. They left around 10 o'clock, or maybe a little bit before 10 o'clock, and Cody stayed there till about 10:30, 11 o'clock, because he went home because we have a dog and he had to take care of him, and we only live 5 minutes away. So I got to spend all that time with her, and of course they wait to do everything after they're a certain, so many hours old. Like their first bath is after, what is it, 12 hours for their bath? Something like that. Maybe it's not. But Cody did miss her first bath, which wasn't really a big deal, I guess, for us. She just, showed us how to wash her and how to take care of her umbilical cord, saying not to get it wet and to keep it dry, which I kind of had a idea to that. So that was nice, and then it also got rid of all of her nice bloody hair. I probably did not go to sleep until close to 2 o'clock in the morning. Maybe I woke up about that time. I could not sleep at all. When she was born, because she was born so fast, she didn't have enough time to get all that nasty crap mucus out of her stomach, so she was having a really hard time, she would choke a lot, and that scared me a lot. The nurse would come in and have to get that little suction thingy and do that, and it was just, and it's usually when she when she would go to spit up or something, she would end up choking, and so I was very nope, it was not a fun ordeal. Because she had that problem, she stayed with the nurses at nighttime in the little nursery, so they could take care of her and observe her so I can get some rest, which I was okay with because I was scared, especially after what she came in and told me later what had happened, because I woke up and I don't remember exactly what it was that I called in the nurse for, but maybe I ran out of something. She came in and she told me that she started choking and wasn't breathing. It was turning purple pretty much, which scared the living crap out of me. That really did not help me sleep at all. She said they had to take a tube and put it down her throat into her stomach to pump out all that crap, and they got a whole bunch out, and I about had a heart attack. That's the last thing you want to hear, that about your baby when you're trying to sleep here. It's oh yeah, you just had your baby and she just stopped breathing, that that did not ease my mind at all. That made me that much more worrisome. So I got up, oh gosh, close to 7 o'clock, and they brought her back in for me, or I asked if they could bring her back in because I was ready to see my baby. Yeah, and we just had some alone time, some mommy and baby time, some skin on skin, which is nice. And that was also a time when she had her eyes open for a long period of time, so I got some pictures of that. I'll insert one of the clips here. I just, I could not get over just how cute she was, and it was like the most amazing thing. Probably closer to 8 o'clock, Cody came back to the hospital. He's not much of a morning person, but with, just having a baby, he wasn't going to be, sleeping in until 10 o'clock, getting here at noon, he knew to be here. Then, oh gosh, a little bit, a couple hours later, my family came back in and visited and stayed and talked and held her, and I had some family members who came in when they'd hold her who weren't really aware of her choking problems, and I tried to do my best staying calm and being like, it's okay, especially with my brother-in-law who was holding her. He has 4 kids of his own, so it's not like he's, dumb or anything. He's well aware how to take care of a child and a baby. But they would hold her and she might start coughing or choking a little bit, and I would just be eyeballing them and watching my baby like a hawk. And it was very hard for me, and I didn't want to freak out on them. But she was okay, and I mean, it wasn't anything major. And I would tell them she's been having troubles, choking and stuff, and so they'd be a little bit more aware. But it wasn't anything like, oh my gosh, we need to get a nurse in here right now. No, it was all okay. I was just, I was worried because this is my baby and I didn't want anything bad to happen to her. So I had, a few visitors. Then later on, when it was time for lunch, everybody left, and I was trying my best to breastfeed because that was, the best thing for my baby, and it was also free, and that is what we were going for. I don't remember if I mentioned this in my labor and delivery story, but as soon as she was born, they tried to force her to feed right away before I went to surgery, and I really think that is one of the reasons why we end up having difficulties eating, because it was I don't know, traumatizing. So a nurse would come in and just be very hands-on trying to get my baby to eat instead of, letting it come more natural, because babies know what to do. I mean, they're not stupid. So it was hard for her, and it was hard for me, and I was getting flustered and frustrated and aggravated, and I just wanted my baby to eat. At this point in time, I didn't care if it was formula or if it was my breast milk. I just wanted food in her because, I mean, she needs to eat, and I'm not going to wait around, hours and hours until she finally, learns to latch on. I'll try once in a while, but if she's hungry, I don't want to starve her because she can't get the whole latching thing down. That was a very bad experience for me. So I definitely think that the next time around when it comes to having kids, that's going to be the biggest thing, is not to force them. Like, they'll eat when they're ready, you know, if you just if you just let them, you know, lay, if you have, okay, skin to skin, and they're just laying there, they're going to, you know, go in that general area, and they'll do it on their own. I mean, that's just instinct. It's how humans are made. I mean, it's survival. So I definitely recommend, you know, for new time mothers that are expecting babies, here, you know, anytime now till down the road, definitely, okay, don't let them, like, force your baby on you. Like, she literally grabbed a hold of her and just, like, whoosh, try to just shove her on there. And I mean, it's not going to be good for you. It's not good for the baby. It's just tell them to, like, back off in a nice way. Yeah. Tell them to back off in a nice way and just be like, you know, let me do it. She'll do it when she's ready. Like, they always try to, like, rush the first feeding, especially in breastfed babies. Like, within the first hour or two that they're born, they want them to, like, eat. I mean, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them, you know, drink it, right? Well, exactly. You can shove the boob in their mouth, but unless they are hungry and want it, they're not going to eat it. I mean, it's just going to be stressful on everybody. So, seriously, do not be afraid to speak up. It is going to benefit you and the baby in the long run. So, that was one of the biggest issues I had in the hospital with the nurses. I finally just told them just to stop. Just to feed her formula. I'll get a pump when I get home, and I'll just pump and she can, you know, eat from a bottle that way. I wasn't too, like, I had my heart set on just breastfeeding and not using a bottle and being all natural. I mean, some women are, and I, you know, I have nothing against it, you know, good for you. But I wasn't going to be like, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to stick to. I had a very open mind. That way I wasn't too disappointed when something didn't go my way. Like, really, don't go in there with too high standards, because this is literally the most unpredictable event you will have, because you never know when a complication is going to arise. Like, you just have to go with it and just be okay. You know, as long as your baby's happy and healthy, then you should be happy. Excuse you. Excuse you. Excuse you. Another problem I had, which is very embarrassing, because I had ripped so badly, they, like, piled on laxatives because they did not want me to have to strain or anything. They just wanted me to be able to come out, no troubles. So this might be a little bit TMI, but it's honestly good information, because I could have said no and been okay. It's okay to tell them no. They cannot force it down your mouth or your throat. They would give me two stool softeners in the morning, along with this syrupy, it tastes like corn syrup. I mean, honestly, it wasn't bad tasting, and that would be my morning. Then, later in the day, they would give me another pill, and then at close to dinner time, they'd give me those same 2 stool softeners, and then another one of those little, this red pill to take. I mean, all of that was all stool softeners that I would take in one day. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times I would be taking this kind of laxative. So, The first night, however, I didn't really get all that many because it was so late at night. So that next day, when I had all of that, the end of the day, I started having troubles. And when I mean troubles, I mean exactly. I could not control my bathroom issues. I did not know when it would come or when it would happen, and if I was not prepared, then yes, it would be everywhere and a huge mess. Yes. That night I kind of had like a small accident. So I went to the bathroom, did what I had to do, cleaned up, and then I took a shower. A nice long shower after having a baby, getting all of that off of me, and got in a nice fresh gown. They got all nice fresh bedding. I lay in the bed because I'm still trying to hold it in. I don't know if I can or not at this point in time. So I'm laying on my side to make it feel better because right now I have major gas bubbles just going on, and it is not okay. So I'm laying there. Cody has the baby at this point in time, sitting there, and it's getting late at night. Almost 11 o'clock. And it happened. He thought I had farted because it was a gas bubble escaping. Because I started laughing, and he thought that's what I was laughing about. And he goes, "Did you just fart?" And I go, "No, I just pooped myself," except I used the other word. And we are both laughing like crazy. I didn't feel it coming. It just came. And yeah, it did. It was everywhere. Those mesh underwear that they give you at the hospital are all fine and dandy, except when it comes to that. It does not hold anything in. So, what do? I ask if they can bring me diapers. Yes, diapers. Because that way I knew if it happened again, I didn't have to worry about having to go take another shower because I just crapped myself. So, I took another shower, washed it off, got a diaper on and another gown on. It didn't end up going really on my bedding anymore, so they did get me a new sheet anyways. But that night, Cody did not leave until much later because I couldn't control it. So eventually I asked for a nurse to come and take her back to the nursery because I just didn't know when I would have to be up and doing my thing. And if she was crying or needed me, there was no way for me to take care of her because I was literally just living on the toilet because it just wasn't staying. So it did end up happening as soon as Cody left. I stood up and it just happened. So that's when I called in a nurse to get her so I could do all that. So then the next day, they made sure not to give me as many laxatives, which I was very thankful for. Yes. But I did still wear the diapers because I didn't want to risk it. Yes. So the food there at my hospital was actually pretty decent. I mean, it wasn't horrible. I also wasn't very hungry either. you just have so much going on that, I mean, you'll get in some food, but really, I mean, you really want what you want, and it's not the hospital food. And they will come in and ask you, the people who make the food, they would come in and ask me, oh, how did you like this? Could I get you anything else? Dessert? Such and such. I'm like, no thank you. I don't need any of it. It was good. And they would do that every single time you're in the hospital. So, the day 2 in the hospital was much better. We ended up watching our, what do you call them? The, like, videos for first-time moms to educate you about everything about a newborn. They educate you about SIDS, how to try to prevent it. I mean, really, it's a very bad situation that is really out of your control in certain aspects. I mean, there's things you can do so you can try to avoid it as much as possible, but sometimes life just happens, and I wouldn't know how I would handle that situation. Like, that would be the worst thing ever. They also, excuse me, they also educate you about breastfeeding. Just a few videos that you have to watch. So, I didn't really, like, watch them. I mean, they played, but I had a visitor at that time. So, I wasn't really paying attention at all. But you only have to watch them the one time for your first baby. Then after that, they pretty much assume you know what you're doing. So, then later that day, it was around noon, the surgeon who stitched me up, she came in and checked to see how I was doing, and she was really the one who would be, like, who would say if I was ready to go home or not. And I really was. So we left probably closer to 2 because a lady next door to me was having her baby. And I could hear everything, which was so funny because it was like having a flashback, because everything she was going through, I just went through a couple days ago. I mean, she must have, came fast because she was trying not to push, but she needed to, and it was funny. I was like, oh, she's having her baby. And we just thought it was funny, but we ended up leaving an hour later because of that, because no one was ready for it. So all the nurses were rushing and going, and yeah. So it was overall a pretty good hospital stay. Like I said, the only complaints I really had was the breastfeeding, how they forced it instead of just letting it happen natural, and then my pooping incident. And after that day, I didn't have any more accidents, but I've had a lot of close calls. I mean, I wore diapers up to like a good week postpartum. I mean, I wanted to make sure, and when I got home, you're in control of, how many laxatives you take, if you take any at all, and I honestly only took like one every couple of days because it wasn't a problem for me. That or I was just being stubborn. But I didn't really feel like pooping myself anymore. So, that was pretty much it for my hospital stay. I will be sure to record my first day home. Yeah. Yes. Bringing home Rylan and the little ups and downs we went through. I'm also going to be making a video of like a review of baby products that I have, that I bought myself, I got as a gift, how useful they've been, if I've even used them at all, my thoughts on them, And then I'll also be doing another one on a nursery tour, kind of how I set up her nursery and how I kind of changed it, and other future changes I plan on making as well while we are still in this house. So, thank you for watching. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. If there's any future videos you would like to see, definitely comment down below. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to stay updated on my videos. And we will see you next time. Alright, you say bye. Hey, look, say bye. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye. Bye. Different, I lost my words.